Hi everyone, this is Juanita Kapp from Meticulous Moments, and I am here with an amazing guest, a wonderful individual martial artist. He is busy with so many things behind the scenes, guys, and he is just such an inspiration. And that's Oso Mfundishi Tayari Casel. Not only is he an internationally renowned Hall of Fame martial artist, he's the CEO of Champion SpiritWorks LLC, Elite Security Services and Solutions LLC, and the executive producer for 8 award-winning independent movies. And on top of all of that, he's an incredible human being, and he's also a humanitarian dedicated to improving the world one community at a time. So I'm going to welcome him to the stage with us here today. Good morning, Osu. How are you?
Peace and blessings, greetings. Thank you for welcoming me. It's just a pleasure to be here with all of you all who are watching from around the world.
Absolutely. Thank you for the honor to host you today. Also, when the first time I met you, and that was at Dr. Robert Goldman's event in Florida, I realized that you are always in a state of equilibrium. You're always peaceful, and you're collected, and your energy is so positive. Tell us about you, Osu. Tell the audience about Osu.
Well, in the name of God, the beneficent, the merciful, the giver and saint of all life, from whom all blessings flow, and to whom all praise is due. We are here together sharing this wonderful planet.
Yeah.
And one of the things that has happened for me, to me, with me, is that I was able to come to a point of awareness through my training, through my teachers, and the help that I received through them, to be able to recognize, what's important for me. And once I did that, everything seemed to fall into harmony. And what I really wanted to do was be in a state and space and place of peace and harmony.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully I'm answering your question, but
Absolutely.
I'm going to go back to something for me. And it was definitely a little more than 35 years ago, maybe 40 years ago, that I decided that I only wanted to be around the people that I love and respect, and those who love and respect me.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that happened is that during that particular transition, which is what it was, a lot of people started dropping out and away from my life.
Yeah.
Not because I asked them to. It was just that the vibration and where I was moving was no longer in sync with where they were going.
Mm.
And so one of the things that I thought about more than anything else, obviously, was to be in a state and space and place of peace and harmony. So I wanted to have it within so that I could bring it to wherever I'm going. And then I found that I was attracting those other kinds of individuals and people who were traveling at that same frequency and vibration. So I'm not surprised that you and I met, and then now here we are talking. So it is about, for me,
Yeah.
being in harmony and then being peaceful. There is, I'm not interested in conflict.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the principles of the martial arts are what I'm using to help guide me from being involved in that kind of energy. I
Yes.
hope that made sense. I know that was long.
Yes. I love that answer, and I agree with you completely, sir. I do absolutely agree with you also. When we come to that place of peace, it is like everything starts to make sense. It's almost like we take another stance and we look from without ourselves, but also within ourselves, and we find that place where we can just be, where we can grow, where we
Yes.
can evolve. And energy, I've been teaching about energy for so many years when I was a pastor in the church and even in the martial arts and even through the podcast. Everything is about energy. And that energy is so important, what we put out there. Are we sending good energy? Are we putting that good energy out there every day? Because that is going to be reciprocated. And I agree with you so much that you said the people that are on the same frequency as us, the people that are on the same energy, they are going to be drawn to us. And that's a wonderful thing. But with that, similar to you, I've also gone through times where that has signified a time of sifting. And you know, it's like the universe prepares us and groups us and puts us together because we are working towards the same goal. We are seeing things in the same manner. We are operating at the same frequency. We want to have peace in the world.
Yes.
Like you, we are not interested in fighting, in arguments, in bickering. We want to be. So tell me also, what is a day like for you? What is your typical day like? Because I know you have a wonderful program that you follow every day. What is that like?
This is going to be one of the best interviews. um, one of my days is probably going to be just like now.
Yeah.
Uh, I have the pleasure, the honor, and the blessing to be able to wake up
Yeah.
to and and to be able to wake up with consciousness,
Mm-hmm.
with awareness,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to tell you I get a chance to wake up to my garden. Do you
Beautiful.
mind if can I share a little bit?
Of
You
course.
mind?
Yes, show us.
So this is some of the parts that I get a chance to wake up to.
Wow. Beautiful.
Now, the blessing of being able to wake up with consciousness is wonderful.
Yeah.
What I'm also doing is I wake up with prayer
Mm-hmm.
to give thanks.
Yes.
Let me share something real quick. I hope this makes sense, but uh, for anyone who's following, let me say in advance
Yeah.
that I have several things that I would like to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
They may seem a little bit disjointed, but I will be able to weave them together
Mm-hmm.
in this fabric of a conversation that we're having. But I woke up one morning before around 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to uh, go into a spa treatment element by the hot tub.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to this music, and the frequency is one that is supposed to be at 96, I think, 3 megahertz. Um, and it's supposed to like just calm you, soothe you.
Yeah.
And as I'm listening to the music, all of a sudden, the birds were chirping. You may be able to hear them in the background now. And so I was trying to focus as I was listening to the music, relaxing and going into that state. But the birds were singing, and I was trying to tune into which one.
Mm-hmm.
And then something told me to well, turn off the music, listen to the birds. And as their conversation was happening, I began to think about why the birds were singing.
Yeah.
Instinct.
Mm-hmm.
So they're singing because of what's within them. They're singing because of a warning. They're singing because of a mating call.
Yeah.
And so now I'm thinking, but what do we have? What do we do? And do we operate on instinct all the time? Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Yeah.
But what I was concentrating on was conscious intent,
Mm.
conscious awareness, and what we choose to do.
Yeah.
Because for a moment, I got off, but for a moment, when I was listening to the music, my mind had created this magnificent, beautiful martial arts movie scene. It
Wow.
was wonderful. I had the offense, the defense, everything was there, completely choreographed in my mind, but it was so violent
Yeah.
that all of a sudden that's when I knew, and that was the shift when I
Mm.
turned into the birds to focus on them because that was much more peaceful.
Mm.
So now I was going back to the conscious intent. We
Yes.
choose where to go, what we do. So watch your
That's true.
thoughts.
Yeah.
Watch your thoughts because thoughts become words. Watch
Mm-hmm.
your words because words become actions.
True.
Watch your actions because actions become your habits. Watch
Mm-hmm.
your habits because habits becomes your character. And watch your character because that shapes your destiny.
That's true.
So so I'm saying that when you talk about my day, what I'm interested in is making sure that I am conscious of my thoughts
Mm-hmm.
and my actions. And
Yeah.
I'm hoping that what I say, the words that I utter, will be in harmony and of benefit and use to others so that my ego is taken out, so
Oh,
that
yes.
purity of what I'm saying helps and benefits others so that everybody blossoms and grows. That's, I
Wow.
hope that answers the question.
That is incredible. What an impeccable answer. And the way that you put that together, it was very well articulated because really also, it's all about, and I agree with you, it's all about being present in that moment and setting that intention. What is our intention for today? What is it that we want to achieve?
Yes.
What am I experiencing in this moment? And I think what's wrong with the world a lot of times is there's so many external influences. We are bombarded from all sides with all these external influences that we forget. We're so busy, we forget to be present in that moment.
Yes.
And when we're not present in that moment, it affects the choices that we make. And as you explained, those choices lead to, our destiny, our legacy that we live, because that's the life that we live. The choices we make is the life that we live. And it all starts here in our heart and it starts in our mind, like also explained. Then it becomes our words, it becomes our actions, it becomes our habits. Our habits become part of what the choices that we make, and our destiny and our legacy that we put out there. Now, how important is it, especially for martial artists, to be present in the moment? Because people think martial arts, often they think martial arts is just about fighting, and that's a misconception, guys. That's not what martial arts is about. Martial arts is about finding yourself. It's about finding your place in the universe. It's about getting into that flow and developing your character. Like also said, no ego involved. No ego. There's no space for ego. There's only space to learn about yourself, learn about others, and see how you can assist others. So, how important is it for a martial artist to be present in the moment when training or in daily life?
Well, before, uh, one of the things that I remember reading, and it was the importance of this one particular space.
Yeah.
And everything happens that's going to be important in this particular
Yeah.
space. And that space is the space between this breath and the next breath. Because when you take that deep breath,
Mm-hmm.
that oxygenation that's feeding the blood, that's going to the brain, that's going to the organs, that space now gives you the chance for conscious intent,
Mm-hmm.
for you to be aware of what's going on around you. Who are the people that you are in touch with? Who are you relating to?
Yeah.
For you to be able to observe carefully everything.
Mm-hmm.
And and so it's not about rushing. It's
That's
about patience and time and being aware. And so that that space is important because you get a chance to things are revealed to
right.
you when you are quiet and still.
That's right. That's right. It's the truth. It's the truth. And, people have different forms of getting quiet and in their space. Some would sit in prayer, sitting in prayer and just removing yourself from the rest of the individuals in your family and finding a quiet place and praying. And others like to meditate. There's different ways of doing, practicing how to be present in the moment and finding that intention for the day. I find that there's very few people that make time for themselves in the morning specifically to just get that energy, that tone, that equilibrium for the day, because it's get up, it's rush, get this done, and then the day starts, and before we know, the day's over. And what do? We're tired. Taking those 5 minutes in the morning and sitting down and saying, today I sent out, like you mentioned also, the energy of gratitude. I am grateful for this
Yes.
beautiful day. I'm alive. I thank you, universe, for my children. I
So,
am able to do this, and just those 5 minutes sets the whole tone of your day.
you know, you said the meditation and the quiet moment is important to sit still. But you can to be present is in every moment. When you are making your tea, when
Mm-hmm.
you are
Focus.
slicing bread, when
Yeah.
you are doing your work, laying out something, to be able to look at everything, you can get into it meticulously for that moment. To do that brings your awareness because you get to
Right.
see. For me, it's my gardening. I must admit, I
So
love the way that I am, the way that I plant the flowers and the way I position them and the color schemes. For me, I have learned so much. Oh, boy, I'm off topic. I think I'm off topic, but maybe not.
now
Uh,
you're still good.
it is for me to be able to learn as
Yeah.
I have from my plants, to be
Yes.
able to tell which one, okay, I got to make sure this one is in the sun this amount of time, or
Yeah.
the space that this one needs, or to prune this,
Yeah.
or whatever it is about that plant. When I'm in the moment, when I'm in the dirt, there is a meditation that happens
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
I am being meticulously thoughtful.
That's right. I like that. And I agree with you completely, that focus that goes into that moment, keeping that focus and enjoying that moment. Now, also, there's something about doing something in a meticulous manner, and that's why I chose that word for this podcast. I like to know details. I want to know what. Let's use a plant for instance. I want to know what plant it is. You touched on that. I want to know what plant it is. I want to know if it's evergreen. I want to know where it should be planted. I want to know how much water it needs to have, how many times a week? What will it make blossoms, or is it a shrub? Is it a desert flower? What? So sometimes I ask so many questions, and I don't think people always focus on the details as much, right? Because I have someone that told me the other day, the person was like, "Why are you asking a million questions?" And I said, "Because I like details. I like learning."
You know, there is. Uh, I read this book, the series of books, many years ago by Carlos Castaneda,
Yeah,
and he talked about his journey
yeah,
with his teacher Don Juan, and the first book was a Yaqui Way of Knowledge,
uh-huh,
and so his teacher was taking him through these lessons of
yeah,
conscious awareness.
yes,
But Carlos was a professor, and so
yeah,
he was used to taking strategic, meticulous notes all the time. He did this and he had to write them down. And so one of the lessons he had to learn also was to be in the moment and
uh-huh.
to enjoy that and not be so meticulous,
The
which
note,
is hard for some people because sometimes the OCD in me kicks in and people tell you it has to be this font, has to be this size, it
that's
has to be positioned over here. I need it up over, I need it left, I need to have the angle. So,
yeah.
and then sometimes I have to go, it's going to be what it is.
I think I thought about that saying, that slogan that says you work hard and then you work smart. So I was thinking about the garden, like how we discussed the garden, right? That's our example. So I was thinking, putting together the garden. While you are doing that, it's good to be meticulous, because obviously you want the plants to be in a place where they flourish. And you used that beautiful word earlier. You talked about flourishing. And then I think that's a part of working hard. But then be smart after that and enjoy. You know,
Yes.
enjoy your environment. Look at your hard work and be proud of yourself. And
And
thank the flowers. And
yes,
yeah.
of course, I do have one section where whatever happens over here just grows. Go ahead, just for you.
Well, we have to have spaces like that as well. That's where we just, relax, and we just are ourselves. So it's important also that we develop our lives, our characters, and I feel that we need to put a little bit of focus today. I just had that word in my mind, and it's talking about relationships. Building relationship is so important with the people that we train with, the people that we work with, our friends, our family. How important is it for people to build relationship on a daily basis? And what is the end result?
Well, we we are social creatures, and one of the beauties of humanity is our dependence, our independence, and our interdependence upon each other. To have a conscious awareness of how we need to be in harmony with nature is also important. But one of the things that I have found, that when people go through their lives, we have our childhood friends, we
Yeah.
have our high school friends, and for those who have developed and build relationships with their college friends, those are from those younger years of our growth in life. However, there are other instances and other circumstances that create another kind of bonding moment between people.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I have found is that martial arts relationships are entirely different.
Yes.
And there are some childhood friends that you may know, high school friends that you have probably talked to every now and then,
Yeah.
and maybe college people, uh, maybe not even as much. But your martial arts friends can go back. I have friends that go back 50 plus
Wow.
years.
Yeah.
I have people that I have trained with for 60 years that I am still in contact with.
Yeah.
And so we have that bond of the of martial arts, the
Yeah.
discipline, the courtesy,
Yeah.
the respect, the care, the honor, the integrity, the humility, the endurance, the perseverance, the positively, the humanity, the understanding that we are one for those who really absorb the true teachings of the arts and have gotten away from the lower level of just punching and kicking and how many trophies have I
That's
won
right. Yep.
and what medals have I achieved and titles that I have gotten. Um, so it's important for us to make that growth and development within ourselves
Mm-hmm.
first,
Yeah.
and then we can go outward to everyone else.
Very.
I don't know, did that answer that? I'm really
It
wondering.
did. It did. Also, some of the most amazing and steadfast and important relationships that I have in my life, all of them are with martial artists. And I said to someone the other day, I can hold that space. You work with energy as well, so you understand about holding space. I can walk into a room and I can hold that space, and I can discern what is the energy like, and I can see someone, and without even discussing martial arts, I can start talking to them, and I'm sure the experience is the same for you. And I just know that we understand each other. We have the same energy, and I know that they're a martial artist without them even having to tell me, because somehow, in a magnificent way, and I can't explain it, we're connected. We are connected, and those relationships that we build are just out of this world. They are our family.
Yes,
They are our family.
it's I say that martial artists can change the world,
I believe you.
and I'm grateful to be associated with some extremely wonderful men and women who also happen to be martial artists,
Mm-hmm.
who are also affecting their communities and are affecting the world. Now, one person, of course, that comes to mind is Dr. Robert Goldman. Uh, the fact
Amazing.
that he is the martial artist that he
Yeah.
is one thing, but to be the doctor and on the level that he is in terms of medicine
Yeah.
is also fantastic. But then to look at how he has utilized his knowledge of the
Yeah.
martial arts and medicine
Yeah.
to combine that
Yeah.
and then to share it with thousands upon thousands of people around the world,
Yeah.
that is powerful. Nisha, uh, Nisha Davi,
Yeah.
uh, who is the CEO of Kala Wellness, what she has done with her medicine and movement
Yeah.
is magnificent because she has been able to take the ancient movements of martial arts and yoga and
Yes.
has been able to utilize them with medicine and the metaphysical training to help transform people throughout the world as well. Um, and there are other people, but I'm just saying that to be involved, a
Yes.
Professor Willie Bam Johnson,
Yeah.
his work with children in his community. Um, these to me are the people in the that I'm associated with, and others who are doing the work that is necessary to help affect change.
That's right. That's right. It's because they are present in that moment also. I mean, it is so amazing to see that there is a connection between the principles that we learn in the martial arts and every other single area of our lives.
Yes,
I did podcasts on this when I started way back, 3 years ago. I specifically remember one session where I told the individual, the wonderful guest that I had, I said, you know what I do? What is my secret? I said, I take martial arts principles that I learn in the dojo and I apply them in my business.
yes.
I apply them in my church. I apply them when I'm raising my children or when I'm building community, because Meticulous Moments is about community upliftment through leadership development.
One other person I have to mention because it's still a global stage is Sifu Vincent Lin, who is one of he's appointed as an ambassador to the United Nations as well because of his uh, Save the Children organization that he works with people throughout the Middle East as well. Oh, and Nisha Dabi, my granddaughter, for her work in Jordan as well. So you're looking again at people, martial artists,
Yep.
the star of action screens, Hong Kong movies, Vincent Lin, but he's out here working in the communities of the world. Yusef Moore, one of my students as well.
Yeah.
We were involved in the work in Haiti, where we were going there to help this one particular school,
Yeah.
providing books and uniforms and things there. And even after the earthquake, there were some efforts to help rebuild the community there.
Good.
In Sri Lanka, I went there in 2005 after the tsunami had struck. And to be able to go into the different villages, that was a life changing effort for me as well because of what took place with the devastation that had taken place and the resiliency of the people of working so hard uh, to come back to life. So, though, I mean, these are the moments for me that is so important
Stand
about
out. Yeah.
martial artists of
Yeah.
how we are supposed to immediately affect
Yes.
first uh, our family, then to create unity and harmony within our community, and then we
That's right.
continue to expand. Okay, that's enough.
That's right. I agree with you. It starts here. It starts here. Family, global, community, and then global. And to be able to do those things. Now, I do have to say there's been something that's been popping up in my mind since we spoke about Dr. Robert Goldman, who's a mutual friend of ours.
Yes.
And that's the following. Dr. Goldman made a post, and I had some things happening in my mind and in my day and in my life that week. And Dr. Goldman tagged me in a post, and it said the following. It was talking about the fact that he had certain things that he was busy with at a certain period of time. And it so happened that those doors closed on him. And he described also how having those doors closed on him actually opened other doors, so that today, and
Mm.
you touched on the medical side, so that today he is able to do all of the things that he's doing for humanity and for the world.
Uh,
And as Eni was talking about, where one door closes, other doors open, and it happens for a reason. Tell me your thoughts on that.
well, oh, oof, the the incident that was really life transforming in one sense happened a couple of years ago when I I was in the process of expanding my classes and teaching, but I wasn't quite there.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it seemed as though everything was just not happening.
Uh-huh.
So I sat there and I thought, what do I do? And so I went to one teacher, and the one teacher told me, relax, don't do anything. And another teacher said, start, hustle, get back to going. So now these are two opposites, and I'm realizing, well, one door has definitely closed. So I was patient
Yeah.
because I was forced to be patient.
Yes.
That was something that was really important. I was forced to be patient. And then once I realized that, okay, I can't make anything happen now, I'm going to have to let go and let the forces that be, let the universe handle everything.
That's it.
And then all of a sudden, this one brief moment came up
Yeah.
in September of 2015. And I was able to do something for 3 days, 2 hours a day for 3 days to teach this one particular seminar. And then right after that, I had to be patient again.
Mm-hmm.
But 9 months later, an entire new world opened up that was so much bigger and grander than what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, what was necessary was for me to decide what everything was going to be based on, that what I was going
Mm.
to be doing. And
Yeah.
I decided it was going to be based on four things:
Mm-hmm.
discipline,
Yep.
courtesy, respect, and care. And then compassion,
Yeah.
and then gratitude. And the gratitude became first, and then everything else followed.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying that is that door that opened for me opened because I was
Patience.
grateful and patient.
That's
And
it.
I also decided to stick true to what I really believed and
Yes.
what I understood to be the best. And that
Mm-hmm.
is those core principles of the arts.
Yes.
To be humble, to be honorable, to have the discipline to know that I am here to serve others and to be of service and to protect others.
Amen.
And so everything that I'm doing is related to all of that now. So that way, when I get up in the morning,
Yeah.
I can be me all day. I'm
That's
not
good.
I'm not pretending. I'm not I'm not doing a job. I am
Being you.
living my art. I'm living my art. I'm living my art. I'm living my art. I'm living my life through my art.
That is so important, also, and I think that's a point that a lot of people sometimes miss. I think they get so engrossed with who they are supposed to be, what they are supposed to act like, what is required of them, that they lose themselves. And I say this openly to the public today, guys. I found myself in the martial arts, and I understand what also means when he says live the art. It's not just something that we practice, it becomes our lifestyle. It's the
It's
way
a,
that we think, it's the way that we speak to other people. It's the way that we conduct ourselves. It's the way we are, the people that we are. And it's a
Really,
wonderful
thank you.
journey. It's a wonderful, wonderful journey. And we need to put put that energy, like you said, out of gratitude and peace. Because I want to say this to someone in the audience. I don't know who needs to hear this, guys. I have been in a place where Oso has described so many times. It feels like I'm in the hallway and I'm on the way to open that door and I'm in a state of limbo. I've got no idea what the universe is doing, but I'm required to wait and be patient. I'm
Yes.
required to just stay positive. And you know what I do, guys? As difficult as it can be some days, I do that. I tell myself I'm in the hallway, I'm almost by the door, that door is going to open. But what is important in that journey, in that stance, is to stay grateful, to stay positive and say, tomorrow might be the day. Because really, and this is my belief also, and I want to hear your thoughts about it, there's a greater force at work here. There is a greater force at work here. I believe that we are not in control of everything. I believe the universe and God
Pardon me,
is.
pardon me. You see, my girl wants to get in.
I love animals. She can join the audience. She can join the interview, of course.
This is Laylee, so she wants to get in on the interview.
She's beautiful.
She was protecting us earlier with the barking at who may have been
Oh,
coming.
she's welcome. She's welcome to join.
So, I'm sorry, I got distracted with her. Your last question.
Tell me your thoughts. Tell me your thoughts on a greater force out there that is at work. Some people call it universe. Some people, and I mean, it's their prerogative. Some people speak about God. Some people have other terms. What is that greater force out there to you? What do you believe about that?
Okay. Do you have any tea? You have any water? Sit back and relax. I'm going to tell you something.
I have a drink.
Hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon are the four elements that exist in the universe where life has the existence. In the stars, that's what is made up. But those same ingredients are what is inside of us. So it's not that we're special because the universe is in us. What makes us special is that we are the universe. A tree, I was given this not long ago, that was shared with me, that a tree grows in opposite directions at the same time.
Yeah.
A tree is phototrophic and gravitrophic. So what it does is that once planted, within its DNA, it seeks gravity. It seeks to go downward, while the sprout in the opposite side is reaching and seeking the sun. It has resistance as it's fighting to get upwards. But as it's burying down, there is no resistance because it is going with the flow of gravity.
Mm-hmm.
But it is the strength of the root that helps to sustain the sprout of the tree that's growing and seeking the light.
Yeah.
So all of the hard work and everything that happens underneath can't be seen for stability, while the work and effort that you get the chance to see, of course, is because you're in the light. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning that is because There is also this tree, uh, Pando, I believe is the name,
Yeah.
and it is a tree this in a forest that grows so beautiful and so tall.
Yeah.
But what's important about all of these trees is that they all belong to the same root system.
Wow.
All of the trees are connected. So you see
Wow.
everywhere that these trees understand about harmony and the connectiveness, because what one tree may be missing in terms of ingredients and water, the others can feed and send it to that particular place.
Wow.
And so
That's
we are all connected. We are all connected. We do need each other and thrive based upon our interconnectedness.
wow.
So I'm grateful and I appreciate when I see how all of a sudden I am connected to other great people and other works so that I can be of service, I can be of use there. That's
Wow. Absolutely incredible explanation there. I agree with you. It explains humanity, it explains our place in the universe. And I thought about something also when you said that, you talked about this, how the blossoms come out, but simultaneously the roots are going down. And I thought to myself, both of these components of that tree, as well as the system underneath where they interconnect, it's all working to the same towards the same goal, and that's the health of the plant. That's the health of the planet, the health of
yes,
humankind. All of us looking after each other and making sure that we have a good quality life and that we love each other and take care of each other. Now, it has been so amazing to have you on the show. Also, I want to ask you for any final words of wisdom. My goodness, you have blessed us with so much already.
well, first and foremost, again, I give thanks to the Creator, to the One Most High, for this opportunity to share
Thank you.
some of my thoughts and feelings. So I really appreciate that so very much.
Thank you.
I'm currently working with the Pan African Martial Arts Federation, where one of the things that we are doing is uh, continuing on with the legacy of my teacher, Nganga Mfundishi Tolona, with Shaha Mfundishi Masi, who were the two founders of the Pan African Martial Arts Federation, as well as Ahati Kalindi Iyi,
Uh-huh.
who, with the Tamarian Institute, these three men have transitioned and passed away. But their sons are also doing their best to carry on and continue the legacy of their fathers. And because I knew and worked with all of these men, I, along with another gentleman who was a founding member, Infadishi Juhudes, we're working now to make sure that the culture, African culture and martial arts, are
Good.
being again showcased and brought to the world, because when your culture is strong and you
Yes,
stay close to the culture, then you are strong.
that's
That was
right.
something that was shared with me by Dr. Regan. And so uh, I'm working with them. I'm working with Indunakazi Bathsheba in Denver, Colorado. She's opening up the Moyo Cultural Arts Center. She's carrying on the legacy of her teacher. And so as I'm once again trying to make sure that I'm in service, of service, um, it's about promoting the arts, promoting our culture, promoting the awareness that
Yes,
we are one, and that being courteous, being kind, being compassionate doesn't cost anything, but it
exactly.
helps everyone. And so all I'm
Yes.
asking is that we continue to do our best, be our best, to honor and serve the Creator of the Most High, and to to do your best. Just do your best.
Every day. And to be at peace, that your best is enough. I agree with you completely. If we all set out, sir, to do our best and just to be good people and to work on ourselves, our world would look so much differently. You mentioned the word Mfundishi, and I wanted to ask you, is that a Xhosa word? Because I come from South Africa in the Eastern Cape, and they used to call me Mkulu Mfundishi. And the one day I asked them, because I was a pastor there, I asked them, what does Mkulu Mfundishi mean? And they said, you are the big pastor. And I thought, oh, okay. They explained to me Mfundishi is the pastor part. So they taught me a few phrases, and I would always say, when they did something for me, I would say, Nkosi Kakulu Diavuya. And that means thank you so very much. I'm very happy. So, Oso Mfundishi, what does that refer to, sir?
Well, that's part of the title, and it translates in different ways, but it is warrior priest. It is a warrior priest. And
that is so beautiful.
So, besides that, I am an ordained priest, yes.
Oh my goodness, wow.
And the warrior priest also fits into that. And so each one has its meaning. But yes, thank you.
Thank you, Oso.
Asante Sana. Asante Sana.
Asante Sana. Thank you so much for joining me. It has been such a refreshing session. It has been so filled with golden nuggets about wisdom, guys, life wisdom. If you just joined us, start and watch it from the beginning. Share this out, share this good energy, and let's just keep on trying to be the best versions of us that we can be. Stay present in that moment and follow Oso. Tell me, Oso.
I want to make sure I get two more announcements.
Of course.
The World Warrior Camp, World Warrior Alliance is in August in Florida. Check out the World Warrior Alliance on Facebook. And also, Soki Littlejohn Davis is having his Black Belt Hall of Fame that's coming up in September. And Urban Action Showcase in November with Demetrius Angelo, and Warrior Island, the other movie that's and series that I'm involved with James Jefferson, and R4 Films with Robert Samuels and Robert Jefferson. I think I got everybody in. And Sweet Honey in the Rock. I have to talk to him because that's
nice. I heard about Warrior Island. I believe Silvio Seamack, our mutual friend, is in Warrior Island.
Yes. Warrior Island with James Jefferson and Alan Goldberg with the mega weekend in Atlantic City. Oh my goodness, yes. I'm forgetting everybody. I'm probably forgetting someone now. But
and you are our family. So Oso, you are part of the Meticulous Moments audience and family now, Oso. And thank you for your time and your wisdom. And I'll speak to you soon. Have a beautiful rest of your day.
Ashe, take care.
Thank you. Guys, that was a wonderful session. An amazing, amazing human being. Make sure to follow him. I'll see you guys in the next session. We are going into our videos for our sponsors.
Baby, that was it. I want me cause I take two. I'm into a figure stop to follow.
Yeah. My mind and I ain't no social activist. I'm asking this. Stay for a while now. Put the guns down. You can find another way. You can heal from your pain. Stay for a while now. Put the drugs down, you can find another way. You can heal from your pain.
Beginning, baby, that was it. I want me cause I take to, I'm into a figure stop.
Stairs to the top, where dreams take flight.